Hi, so in video 1179 we made this thing, which is the seat for a recumbent bike. But as I noticed and people pointed out to me, it's an awesome style for a longboard or a skateboard, isn't it? Just such beautiful curves on it. So we're going to remake it, but we're going to make it as a longboard stroke skateboard, and we're probably going to make it electric. So the first thing you need is this template. Now the template actually is a PDF. I got it off the net. I'll put the link in the description. But if you want to send me an email, I'll also send you the PDF file. And all you do is print out the template, which is in 4 pages, showing 4 bits, and glue those bits to a bit of plywood. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, I've stuck it on a bit of plywood, 20 centimetres by 84 centimetres, and of course I've got 2 because I'm going to need 2 of these. And the only thing we need to do now is cut it out. By the way, remember to use a sharp jigsaw blade. Now, I'm not saying that to be patronising, I'm saying that because I didn't, and it was more like trying to burn your way through it than cut your way through it. So a good old blade will get through this stuff. This is 7-ply 22mm plywood, incidentally. Exterior grade. That's the two cut out and made into this pretty little curve. Now, I'm absolutely rubbish when it comes to making sure that these things are the same places, so you might notice there's a screw in there and these 2 bits are held together. It means that when I drill the holes through, they're all in the same place. Win-win. I've also cut a whole load of dowel, and this is 16 centimetres by 18mm thick, and I drilled those at 18mm holes. Where they are is actually pretty random, to be honest. I don't know if that's a good place for them or not, but it does make 4 quite relatively evenly spaced holes. And all I have to do is stick my dowels in there, put that top piece on, and that's the cradle section finished. And to glue it, I'm using this stuff, which is the waterproof Gorilla Glue. Awesome stuff, incidentally. It expands when you put it on, so it fills any slight gaps you might have, and it grips like you wouldn't believe. So you spread a bit of glue on there, top, bottom. Another thing to notice, wearing gloves, and that's because this stuff stains your skin black, and that's an absolute pain. So once that cradle's had time to dry, we need to put a deck on it, obviously. Now the deck is going to be curved, and you see this a lot with people laminating up plywood. So I've got 3 sheets of plywood at 3.6mm each, which will make me about a 10mm, 11mm thick deck, and that should be thick enough. Now the really cool thing about this stuff is it's really quite bendy. You see people doing stuff like making presses and making moulds and holding it down, and I think we can use this as its own mould. So what we're going to do, put some glue on here, put some glue on here, and then screw that in so that it forms itself into the shape. Leave it to dry, take the screws out, and then do it with the next layer. So let's do that. Okay, and we get this beautiful curved deck. Now you'll notice there's more screws here, they're set closer together where the curvature is sharper. When this glue is dry, these screws come out, slather that with glue, repeat that process 2 more times, and we'll get a 10mm deck. That's it with its 3 layers on it. Actually that laminating technique worked really well, there's no voids in it, and I'm actually loving the look of this. It immediately makes me think your foot would go here, you've got this little hill where you could push off, he's got a nice kick there. I just think it's looking awesome. I don't know because I've never ridden a skateboard or a longboard, but we need to put some trucks on that. So what I've done is I've gone and got some longboard trucks, and I've fitted them to this bit of plywood. It's about the same size as a skateboard, and that sits on there. Now we are going to electrify this, so we get a battery compartment in there as well, and it'd be really cool if you made it off-road. I mean, you can imagine great big chunky wheels on that. So loving it. All I've got to do now is fix this to the bottom with a few screws and turn it over to Luke, who's our resident skateboard expert. Feel, but it looks high.
Feels nice. It's a little bit high, but you know.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a prototype. We can lower it.
Exactly. It's nice. It's very nice. So wait for the van to go past. Give it a kick. Or just stick it down. Ready?
Yeah.
Almost. Oh, lovely.
Yeah?
Yeah, lovely. It turns nicely.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay, awesome.
Nice.
That's what happens when you show it off.
Right. Yeah, nice. Awesome. I like that.
Awesome. Okay, so based on Luke's input, we lowered it 1 inch, and then on these rails we put a 45-degree cut there using a plane, because when we were trying to steer it, it would rub. Now it doesn't do that. I'm actually loving it, to be honest. I mean, it's got a place for your feet. So Luke tells me that the slip is really greatly reduced. I mean, there is no anti-slip on here. So it's greatly reduced because you've got somewhere to put your feet and you've got somewhere to balance on. So apparently it works really well for that. Now, most of these things obviously are pretty much the same. They're a flat board, and there's a guy, I can't remember his name, but he basically bolts trucks onto things like televisions and sheets of glass and all kinds of stuff. So they're just flat boards with trucks. This thing is a bit of a redesign of the deck so that it will assist you, really. Now, I'm loving it here. I haven't put it into the hands of a professional skateboarder. Anybody who wants to try it, I'm quite happy to do that. I also have got this raised here because underneath there, remember, is going to be the battery compartment, because this is where the thing we're going to change into an electric longboard. But we've made ourselves a brand new style of longboard. Works really well, apparently, and I love it. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you very much for watching, and please remember to subscribe.